Welcome back to Perfectly Adequate Restorations. Today, we're looking at an Italian air-powered reed organ, most likely from the 60s, possibly the 70s. Who can say? It's currently not working. It's a pretty simple contraption. It just has a fan on the inside that fills a chamber with air, and the air comes through the reeds. But currently there's no fan movement, there's no action happening here, so there's no sound. There's an accent bar on the bottom which increases the air pressure, but even that's not doing anything. So let's take it apart, see what's going on inside. I bought this thing back in the very early 2000s. I got on eBay. I was looking for an electric organ, and I found this listing, and it was a pretty good price. I don't remember it saying anywhere that it was a reed or a fan organ. Search term was just electric organ. Anyways, I bought it. It showed up, and it turned out to be this cool little reed organ. By the way, I really hate standard screws. I've used this a lot in the past. I used to like to just tape down some of the keys and let it drone on and on. It's pretty awesome. This is the fan. I'm going to plug it in, and we'll see if the fan's working or moving or making any noise at all. Nope. It spins, but not on its own. You can see here these strange black terminal boxes for the electrical. I ended up swapping these out for something more reliable. There was also this wax to block the air holes where the wires went through, and I swapped that out with some silicone. So this is the inside of the motor. I don't remember what this is called. It's a rotor? Maybe you can tell me in the comments what this part's called. Anyways, it's really, really grungy. It's yellow because that's all the oil that has dried up over the past 50, God knows how many years. The numbers, I'm sure, meant something to someone. I have no idea. Maybe someone can tell me that in the comments, because I'm totally clueless as to what that would mean. I tried using some rubbing alcohol on it, and it got a little bit of it off. There's still a lot. So I got out the Emco Unimat 3 mini lathe. Look at this adorable thing. Someone recently gave me 2 of these mini lathes, and I've used them for things like this a few times, but not much else. Let me know if you want me to do a Unimat lathe restoration. Maybe that's too far off the vibe here, but could be fun. Let me know what you think. spinning just fine. Let's plug it in and see if it works. So this is an accent bar. And like I said, the mechanism of this thing is very simple. The air that's created by the fan just pushes out through the reeds and also pushes out through this hole and then through the meshed over holes down there to the bottom left. And what this accent bar does is it temporarily blocks it so that it forces all of the air to go through the reeds instead of through the other exit path. So this creates a kind of nice pulsing sound, which you will hear in the demo at the end. In order to improve the seal and make sure no air was getting out through the seams, I decided to put on some fresh felt here. I think it helped, but I have no actual way of knowing, so let's just pretend like it really did. Shows this nice black felt. It needed a little trimming, so I used an exacto knife for that. Did you guys know that exacto blades come in different thicknesses and that you really shouldn't force a large exacto blade into a small exacto handle? Ask me how I found out. Six stitches. As my kids like to say, womp womp. This white piece of plastic is some kind of volume control. It's part of the top lid, and basically you flip it up and more of the sound can come out through that tiny little crack. It does not make it that much louder. So you see here I'm reassembling the electronics with these strange junction boxes. And after putting this thing all back together, sealing it up with all the little standard screws, I plugged it in and there was some kind of short. So I decided to get rid of these things because they were not reliable. I got some of them lever nuts. So each note on this reed organ has 2 reeds. What I'm doing here is going through and making sure that both reeds are sounding for every note. And there are several that are not. So I'm going to mark it here. And I'm going to go in and make sure that those reeds are at the correct height and that there's nothing stuck in them or anything like that. I'm using a feeler gauge here to kind of get the height of each reed universal, or at least close to what the reeds next to it are. Some of them you can see are kind of hard to get underneath. There was one reed that was very raspy. I'm not sure what was going on with it. There was something stuck underneath it, but I tried to clear it out. And then I broke it off accidentally. In playing this thing for the demo, I tried to find something that would sound happy, but everything I played on it sounded like a funeral, essentially, which I think is kind of the nature of this instrument, maybe? I don't know. So there's no happy demo at the end. I didn't go fully the other way and try to do something like, Janitor of Lunacy, or reperform Hermann Nietzsche's harmonium work 1 through 12. But you do get a feel for how it sounds at the end, and it's just a little dark. Personally, I enjoy the harmonium work 1 through 12 by Hermann Nietzsche. It would be on the milder side of the composer's Gesamtkunstwerk. No cows are involved. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Hope you like it too. Turn off the lights and enjoy the demo.